Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Absolutely Pickled. And this week we have Lee on the road. Where's Waldo is on the road, and we have a very special guest. Would you like to introduce our fabulous guest today, please, Lee?
Absolutely. We're changing things up this week, and it's like pick a random guy off the street day. And Roshan was luckily enough available and wanting to be on the podcast. Now, Roshan Fernando, really good friend of mine, just opening a brand new pickleball facility in Beaverton, Oregon, 9 indoor courts, Jumbo's Pickleball Club. So happy to have him on and talk about the new club.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, well, congratulations on opening that. Where the heck are you guys right now? Because I can see a roof behind you, but where are you?
So you can't see. The courts are right behind
yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, there you go.
Where are you, though? Oh, that's cool. That's
right.
Really cool. Nobody's playing, though.
No, because we're just opening. We're getting ready to open.
So
he's getting ready to open.
This is the facility we're talking about.
Oh. And I'm just the pretty face. So
okay, got it.
That's right.
How many courts?
We've got 9 courts. We're using all the APP surface was brought in, and we redid the entire ceiling, all up lighting. It's beautiful out here.
Oh, that's great. And so the opening, do you have a schedule for when it's actually going to open the doors?
This weekend, right now.
Fantastic. Damn it. Why am I not there?
Exactly.
I've never played pickleball. Well, I have played pickleball indoors, only in England on a hideous gym wood surface, while people playing badminton next to us were getting annoyed as we were, knocking pickleballs over their way. So I would love to come and play. So we'll have to put that. We'll put all the information on our website about the thing. Okay, so Roshan, are you a pickleball player, or what's your story? Can you give us a bit of background as to your story in pickleball and how you ended up deciding to build this fabulous facility?
You pickles balls.
Well, on that note, I've known Lee much longer than I've been playing pickleball. I've known Lee for about 15 years.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I've stuck with it. I've stuck it out. Stuck the friendship out
through
thick and thin. And frankly, we've been good friends. When she was here in Oregon, we've been good friends. So I saw her journey. I saw what happened during COVID. I saw the different things.
Hold on. He coerced me into teaching tennis camps with him in the summer.
It's more of a drinking camp with tennis to justify the.
And my liver is still not recovered.
Just because you can't hang. It's not my fault.
It's your dad's fault.
It's my dad's fault. My dad is Jumbo.
This is a very familiar story.
There's a pattern.
Very familiar story.
This is not a podcast. It's an intervention.
So you have a tennis background then?
I do. Yeah, a long time ago, played some tennis. But we named the club after my dad, Jumbo. That's his name. He played tennis. He played the juniors at Wimbledon back in the '60s, and came here to Oregon and was an Oregon Duck. And yes, Lee's right. We did coerce Lee into teaching at our little tennis camp we have, and one thing led to another. And over the last 5-6 years, we've been discussing doing, so I've been asking Lee questions, and she's just been a great friend. And so anyway, a business partner and I, we were out looking for property. We thought it'd be a good business to be in. I do play pickleball, mostly with my kids. I have 3 boys, and they're much bigger, stronger, faster than me, and they just try to hit me with the ball.
I have the same experience. Mine are 23 and just turned 21. Couldn't get them to play tennis, but when I got them on a pickleball court, it was game on. And there is no third shot drop. They're just slamming.
I think it's senior abuse, frankly. I've got in 17, 19, and 21 they are, and they just try to hurt me. And,
I know.
And so I think it's bad parenting on my part.
Or it's false memory repression, and they're making stuff up, and they're like, no, this is for this.
Exactly.
Like, that never happened, but it did in my head.
It's cheaper than therapy.
Exactly.
I allow it to continue.
It's definitely, and I've told the story before that Lee knows this one. When, I don't know if you had to get into this, but when the kids were little, and maybe yours played tennis, mine thought it was a girl's sport. So even when I put Rafael Nadal poster up and said, does he look like a girl? They were like, no, but it was because they couldn't beat me, right? So we would occasionally try a family 4. I'd have to play with the worst one. and it was miserable. We'd have these rallies of 4 or 5, and I'm not playing properly, you know what I mean? And it wasn't that much fun for me. We get on a pickleball court, it's just, I mean, they're crushing it. It's really close. They're so fast. The court coverage is insane. We call my son, who is an Oregon Duck, by the way, Jumping Jack. So anyway, he's hurt his shoulder because he's been whacking it so hard. He's got a shoulder injury now, so he can't play. But I completely feel your pain, and it's definitely our bad parenting. Yeah.
It's my fault. I'm gonna take the hit.
Yeah.
And
hey, so from
I don't.
When did what was the facility before? Did you just find a warehouse? Because I have
a brothel.
AP. It's a what?
It used to be a brothel.
Oh, a brothel.
Yeah, during COVID, it shut down.
I was the head of it. No,
we're not editing this out.
That's okay. The business, in all seriousness, the business was really successful. It was an indoor soccer and indoor roller hockey and lacrosse and other things. And they ran the business successfully for 26 years. Great people, really created quite a community here. But they got to a place where they wanted to retire, and we came to them and worked out something, and they've, in fact, the previous owner of the business, he came to us. He's like, hey, in retirement, I'm scared about being bored. Can I be your handyman? Can I be your landscaper? So he's still here. He's actually here right now, hanging some things for us and other things. They're great people, and we're really happy.
Great. So you really lucked out there, and presumably because it was previously a soccer and indoor roller hockey or whatever facility, you had a lot of the what am I trying to say? The structure was there, the lighting was there,
the structure, I'd say yes, the structure was certainly there. We were very lucky. There's clear spans, there's no columns, all 9 courts we're able to have 30 by 60, so we can have tournaments.
Oh, that's good.
You've got a full 8 feet or more behind the baseline. You've got a full 5 feet on the sides. So that's really nice for that. But no, the lighting, they had traditional old lighting pointing down, but it was for soccer, right? So it was really industrial, heavy duty. So a soccer ball or a hockey puck could go flying. In our case, we redid the entire lighting. We cleaned the ceiling, we painted the ceiling, and then we re-insulated the ceiling, and then brought in the lighting, and it's all uplight. I'm not sure if you can tell, but it's all uplighting.
I can see it uplighting. So is it indestructible when Lee Whitwell throws a paddle, which she's been known to do?
So we do.
No, hold on.
There's video evidence of that. Thank you.
I have other videos I'll be posting later to show other things along those lines. So
it was a celebratory toss that went the wrong way.
It doesn't matter. It could have killed somebody. It could have killed somebody, and it could take out his lighting.
Why is my paddle sponsor calling me? I'm wanting to talk about my contract. Thanks.
He's trying to find out how to industrially reinforce the edges. Just for you, the Lee Whitwell indestructible paddle is what he's working on. Well, this is really good, actually, Roshan, because I've got a question for you from a guy in New Mexico who's looking to do something similar to what you're doing. So when we get to Dear AP, we'll talk about that.
Sure.
Okay, so 9 courts. So the layout, that's odd to me. Is there like a stadium court, and how?
It's really just the shape of the building is what we could fit in here. It's a simple answer. I'm a simple guy. 6 courts are in a row, and then 3 courts behind border those 6.
And it's like, so with indoor, like if you think about it, right, the outdoor would be a lot more problematic.
Yeah.
Because you have to stick to a north-south orientation.
Yeah.
Indoors, you don't have the sun to deal with.
Right.
So you can have the courts any direction you want.
Right.
So you can Mickey Mouse and play around with how you want the courts to lay out in a space.
It's kind of like Tetris.
Yes, I was good at that. Where are you now? So is this a viewing area? Is this an office? What's the viewing situation? And is there anything else like a restaurant or any other facilities, or is it pure pickleball?
Yeah, no, pickleball is our focus, first of all. I mean, it's the main reason we're here. It's the main thing. We try to keep the main thing, but we've got a pro shop, we've got a deli and bar, beer and wine, and we've got a couple of lounges to either watch some sports on TV, or of course watch all the play and ridicule your friends. But no, we for the most part, most of the arena takes up the 9 courts, and then we've had those other spaces to kind of hang out. Where we are now is kind of a quiet working area if you want to have a Zoom or a podcast with some friends.
Yep.
Or people will be here for some events, and so they'll be wanting to rent this out for team building, things like that.
Okay, that's awesome. What a great facility. Well, best of luck with the opening, first of all. But let's
Thank you.
So we've kind of answered some of this, but what I'd love to do now, if that's cool, is there anything else we want to ask or talk about, just as far as Roshan's background or any funny stories that you guys have before we jump into Dear AP?
Please don't answer that question. Please don't. Just answer something like a politician would and change the subject.
He loves lasagna.
I do love lasagna. Yes.
Good to know. Okay.
He likes moist lasagna.
Oh my god.
Well, it's probably because he's built, he's got a building kind of mentality for that thing. And there's layers in a lasagna, isn't there? You have to, otherwise, if you don't do it right.
That's a good save. It's a good save.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Way to
There is
save them.
in fact, I'm just going to tell you a really funny one. I love those tasty videos, and I'm very visual. So I see a tasty video and I'm like, oh, I'm going to make that. And there was one I named it a rigatoni tower. And you basically take a cake tin and you boil rigatoni, right? Cook it. And then you have to stand the tubes up all the way in the cake tin. So it's a whole stadio. And then you put the meat on. So it's like a lasagna. And then you put the Alfredo sauce and whatever. Point being, you bake the thing, right? You bring it out. But my two are so hungry all the time that you're supposed to let it sit. And then if you let it sit, when you take the cake thing off, it stands there. It looks all pretty, but it never works because my two are like, Mom, is it ready? And they demolish it before it's doing it.
That sounds like a lot of effort.
I know, but it was fun. It was a bit of like artwork. Anyway, it tasted good, but it was a bit like lasagna, only with tubes. Anyway, I digress. What are we talking about?
I love it when you do that hand motion on a podcast too.
Well, oh no. We'll have to edit it. Okay.
My mother's gonna watch this.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody sweared yet, so that was good.
Almost did. We'll get Roshan to swear in a minute.
We will. It'll come. Okay. Well, so right now we are going to jump into our fabulous Dear AP. Okay, so here we go, Roshan. I keep saying Roshan. Sorry, it's Roshan.
Okay. Lee calls me much worse.
So in this section, basically, we respond to sort of messages and questions from listeners and viewers. So the first one, Lee, is a classic, and actually she mentions you in it, so that's nice. Jill from Gainesville, Florida. So I don't know, she's in Florida, maybe she knows you. She asks, I know Lee is the reset queen. Whatever. What's the technique I need to use to neutralize bangers that I face? So how do you play a good reset? I had this problem recently.
Close your eyes and pray.
Close your eyes and pray, right? Beyond that.
I mean, honestly, it's one of those things where I think the biggest thing people make, like everyone always asks me, is like, oh, I want to learn how to block, I want to learn how to reset. And it's like, there's so many steps before that you got to do.
Yeah.
That you got to know. I mean, ball awareness, right, is probably the biggest thing where like you got to know what ball's being hit and is that ball being able to be sped up, and now if the person's in front of you, what's happening, right. and you got to be ready for it. Most people are like, oh, that caught me by surprise, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like, well, then you're never going to block or reset effectively. And so a lot of it is the anticipation of the shot.
Yeah.
And getting ready for it, and then reading the paddle and being able to block effectively. So it's a hard shot. It's an easy shot to learn, but it's a hard shot to implement, because if you're not paying attention to what's happening on the court, you're going to get caught by surprise all the time.
Yeah. I literally had this problem recently. We played, me and my friend Gina, and she's a banger too. We're tennis players, right? So you instinctively want to just whack it. But we were getting to the kitchen line before them, but they were very effective, low drives coming at us. So we were just blocking, but we were blocking it back. And so it just gave them more fodder and then eventually we would dump it in the net or out or over hit. You know what I mean? We should have tried to do more resetting.
Well, maybe, but not if they're back, right? You want to find their feet and you want to move the ball around, but it's hard when you're playing bangers. And it's like, you don't want to reset. So something coming at you like 40, 50 miles an hour, you don't want to reset because you can pop it up. right? If you're not in the right position, right? So now you're giving them another opportunity to
opportunity
attack.
to take you out. Yeah.
So a lot of it is like maybe counter but counter in the right way and make them
Yeah.
move. So you start opening up the court and then you can drop the ball.
Yeah.
I don't know, but Jill from Gainesville, listen, if she's in Florida, I'm probably gonna have to play her, so I'm not gonna tell her my secrets.
Okay, but you can give
So there
me a
you go.
lesson, please, next time we're together.
Absolutely.
Okay, the next question is perfect. I knew you were coming on, so I dug around and I found this question, which is interesting. I mean, it's basic, and you've already answered some of his questions. But Mark from, I'm not going to say this right, Las Cruces, New Mexico?
Las Cruces.
Las Cruces. My Spanish is rubbish, by the way. So that's why we have Lee. Okay, he says, I'm thinking of opening a pickleball facility in a warehouse location. What are the key things I should take into consideration? Didn't get much information on that, so we'll just have to say it's a warehouse.
You want me to take it?
Yeah, go for it.
I think the first thing is the space. You know, what's the how close are things that are dangerous? How close are the walls? How close to the ceiling? How are there columns? Warehouse, like you said, he didn't really expand on what's a warehouse. So we've seen warehouses that, you know, to hold the ceiling up, there are a lot of columns, either they're metal beams or concrete, you know, cylinders. But that's a danger, right? So you got to be thoughtful of people running around and the space. That's probably the first thing to consider. And that's where sometimes grocery stores and other places just don't work for people, is because the structure itself is not going to lend to enough space. People will compromise on the sidelines or the baselines, and it hurts the amount of fun you can have if the walls and things are closer, but it also increases the danger, because people don't always play under control at all times. They get going a little too fast and could hurt themselves. So those are the initial considerations.
Like your ceiling there, the roof there, what's the height of that? I mean, that's really high. Like
it's 1.5 meters.
You got to be really good.
Work on your loading.
I'm screwed.
Resets all the time.
Okay, I'm really screwed.
It gets to about 30 feet, 35 feet at the center, but the lowest point is about 25 feet. So we're really lucky. There's plenty of space to hit lobs. We had a local university. We had their tennis team out here to test the courts, kind of beat up the courts before we opened. I wanted to see just what it was like, and I want to see the noise and things. And so they were out here, and a couple of their tennis players are 6'7", and they were standing properly behind the line, and they were still getting lobbed, successfully.
Oh, that's good. So you've got room to breathe. Yeah. What's the lowest ceiling height you could get away with? 25?
I'm guessing
like 18, maybe. Right. 15 is pushing it. 18.
Right.
But in here, if anyone lobs and hits the ceiling,
then it was a bad
then they need to work on their lob technique.
Yeah.
And how you always talk, Lee, because I know Lee gets asked a lot for advice and consulting on indoor facilities, and you always talk about the flow and like how people can get to the courts and round the courts. And how much of a consideration was that when you were building this one? I mean, do they are you walking past courts to get to the next court, or is there a pathway? What's that kind of like?
Yeah, so for your question, I think the first thing we did was make sure all the courts start and stop at the same time. So that actually, that's not directly what your question was. I think it's important that all the courts, everyone comes and goes at the exact same time. So you shouldn't have a lot of traffic ever of going by your court, unless someone's running to the restroom. But in that case, yes, for the 6 courts on this side of the property, everyone goes this way. For the 3 courts on that side of the property, everyone goes the other way. Okay. But again, since they're all going and coming at the same time, you have your own space. We have about 300 square feet per court, where it's your cubby, it's your bench, your kind of patio area, to have a quick drink of water, get back on the court, but know you can leave your valuables there, and no one's gonna you can see and shape all those things.
Yeah.
So you're not walking through courts to get to a court, right?
Exactly. No one will be on the blue, no one will be on your surface when in the middle of your play to get to their other court.
Got it.
We made sure of that. That was really important to us, actually.
Yeah. And how about, I don't know what the space that Mark was talking about as far as, New Mexico has quite a lot of space. In California, the places that I have looked at for clients, parking is quite an issue as well. And it's like, we could open a facility and have all these people come, but where the hell are they going to park? So do you have space for that? And was that a big consideration? And
Absolutely. I mean, that we got lucky again that
Yeah,
there's
again, because it
space
was an
around
existing
to
facility,
do.
right?
You know, we think. I mean, if we have a tournament, there might be some considerations we have to make. The neighbors have actually been really cool. There's some other industrial buildings and other businesses around. They've all said, hey, if it's after work hours, you can, you know. So they've been cool about
Yeah,
things, but for the most part, it's still their private property. So we have to be
right.
considerate of all that.
Yeah,
And yeah, parking it's hard.
yeah,
There's all those things that could make it, you know, not
yeah.
feasible. So.
So what are you doing for the big grand opening? Have we
Well,
got, I mean, you've got Lee there,
eating
but she's not a
donuts.
Eating
celebrity.
donuts.
We're eating donuts.
Okay.
We're actually the entire weekend is free pickleball.
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
we're welcoming the entire community to come in, play for free, reserve, learn how to use our reservation system. When they check in, we'll waive their fee. But yeah, mostly it's about the donuts. It's
All right.
yeah.
And where do you have a website? Like, do you want to
Yeah.
promote that right now? Just tell us what it is. We'll put the link on the site, but tell us where they should go to find out more.
Sure, it's jumbospickleball.com with an S. Jumbos with an S.
Do you have a logo? Is it shrimp?
It's a big huge elephant holding a paddle and a ball.
Oh, right, got it. Elephant, got it. Jumbo. I was thinking of jumbo shrimp for some reason. I don't know why. Must have been Forrest Gumping it for a second.
Yeah, we could go there too. But
Yeah,
no.
that's our next logo.
Oh, that's really cool. Well, congratulations. That's brilliant. Okay, so we're whipping nicely along here. So now we get to a very fun part, Roshan,
us, not
where
for
we are going to ask you, well, not like this wasn't fun, but where we get to ask you 8 questions. And it's the first thing that comes to your mind. It doesn't have to be pickleball related, but it can be. No wrong answer. Don't let Lee put you off because she will chirp like normal. So first question, are you ready?
Sure, if I'm going to use that. Yeah.
Yeah. What is your favorite word?
Chirp.
Chirp.
No. Yeah, lasagna.
Lasagna. Perfect. See, everybody goes for food. I went for food.
Right.
Okay. What is your least favorite word?
Moist.
Yes, that's
she made me say that.
I did not. I
She made me
said
say that.
it is not a bad word.
well,
made me
that
say
is
that.
we've heard that.
No,
before.
I think that was my horrible word too.
It probably
I think.
was.
The business is going to shut down now.
Yeah.
because of this.
Okay, now you need to be quietly. Let him answer for himself. Okay, what is the noise that you love to hear?
It was going to be sappy. Something nice about my wife. I'm not going to go into it anymore.
Oh, nice.
That's what came to mind.
That's lovely. You know what? He can stay. He's good. Okay, so on the flip side, what is a noise that you just can't stand?
It's in the same region. I'm not going to say that on video either.
Okay.
Because I'm going to get stabbed at home probably. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the
This
wife.
is going to be the last sighting of Roshan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
How the
she
wife
knows people who
reacts
can
is
bury
very
me.
important, which is, why we love you, because, happy
I
wife,
really
happy
do love
life.
her and respect her.
Exactly.
I'm dead.
Okay, here we go.
Is there a knife behind you?
Would you say your profession is pickleball facility owner, or what would you say your profession is right now if you had to give it a title on LinkedIn?
Yeah, co-owner.
Co-owner of a pickleball facility. Okay, so here's the question. What profession other than that would you like to attempt? And it has to be something you've never tried, but you think, ooh,
Never tried.
Never tried.
Well, I've tried something repeatedly and it didn't work out. So
Needs to be
Needs to be
never
something
tried. Yeah.
I'm gonna go something in the circus actually. I know that's not nice to the animals.
Well, like the ticket guy?
You know, something not hurting the animals, but yeah, something, maybe the guy in charge of the net to the trapeze artist, just I don't know.
So
That's what
something
crossed
to
my
do with
mind.
the circus.
Something crazy. Something
It's
crazy.
because of the
death-defying.
elephant in your, jumbo.
Yeah.
It's got you thinking about, what's it? What was the show? The film? The Greatest Showman. Greatest Showman. I could see.
I don't
you
know.
in
I
the
don't want
red.
to be on camera with it. I want to be the guy, I want to be the roadie, the guy in charge of just setting the net up, and then if the trapeze artist is me, and I can pull the net out, and
got
his
it.
problem.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Trapeze
So like,
artist.
just accidental murderer here.
Sign a waiver.
Yes.
Okay. What, on the flip side, what profession would you absolutely not want to try ever? Thank you very much.
Man, the list is long. I'll tell you, being in an office working with people that I don't like. That's the
Yes.
honest answer. It's not a very sexy answer, but
No,
I only.
and it's probably what a lot of people are doing, which is why they
the
run
office,
to the pickleball
office
courts.
part. The office part I like. I'm not going to surround myself with folks that don't pump me up and
Yeah.
help. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think I was about 40, 45-ish, when I suddenly went, I'm not going to put up with people I don't like anymore. I'm not going to do it.
It's refreshing though when you
it was like
when you get to that point.
Yeah. The switch flips.
I'm still working on ways to weed off some of those things.
Yeah, we've still got Lee to get rid of, but other than that,
I hope you have a big shovel.
I'm your new
I
regular.
like this group.
I'm
this
your
group
regular
slagging off.
podcast. Please
Okay,
be replaced by Roshan.
What's your favorite curse word?
Fuck.
Yeah, universal. I mean, it's just, mine is bollocks, by the way, just because I'm English, but most people come up with the F word. Okay.
My mom's really not gonna like this now.
That's fine. She said it sounds like duck.
Yeah.
Duck, yes. Oregon duck. Okay, final question. If heaven exists, and we're not sure that it does, but if it does, and you find yourself at the pearly gates, what would you like God to say to you upon arrival?
I barely made it in.
No, but he's not going to say that to you though. What do you want him to say?
You barely made it in. Like just so I know at least I qualified.
This is like, what would you like him to say though?
I'm teetering now. It's like, there's the accidental murder thing and all that.
He'd be like, we lowered the bar for you. I'm
a pretty grateful person, so if I get in, I'm good. Assuming there is, and I get in, I'm good. I'm gonna be happy.
Okay, brilliant. Well, that's the end of our questionnaire. So all is good. Anything else we want to ask Roshan before we leave him and let you get on with opening this fabulous new facility, which we need to hear all about?
You're gonna let Lee ask a question?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I do let her talk occasionally.
It's a very benign question. You're going to be shocked. Where can people follow you and follow the progress of Jumbo's Pickleball Club? Where can they sign up? Can they follow you on social? All of the above?
Yeah, our Instagram and Facebook is Jumbo's Pickleball. The website jumbospickleball.com. I think for the most part, just come in. We're about 15 minutes from most of the entire west side of Portland, and really easy to get to off the freeway. So just come in. We'll help you get set up. We'll help you download the app. We'll help you come out and play. Like I said, this entire weekend is totally free for anyone. We just want people.
Do you have coaching, programming set up and stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of programming. We absolutely have lessons. Ball machine. We've got an awesome, Ernie ball machine, and we're set up. And we just want people to come in and have a great time, and really we're thankful to be part of the community.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Well, so excited for you. Congratulations, and we will hear about how the opening went when we do our podcast next week, and Lee will fill us in on how it all went. But really nice to meet you, mate, and best of luck. And if I'm in the area, which damn it, my kid graduated this summer, otherwise I'd be up in Oregon more regularly, and I'd be like, yeah, go play with your mates. I'm going to go to play pickleball, but now I'm down back in LA, so damn it. But we'll see. So if we're up there again, I'll be knocking on your door, mate.
We'd love it.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Well, thanks, everybody. That is the end of this week's podcast, and we will see you next week.
All right, take care.